Members of the Lake Orion community gathered at the Orion Veterans Memorial during a moving ceremony to commemorate the 15th anniversary of 9/11.
Residents enjoyed music, food, and fun during the 3rd annual LO Palooza, a fundraiser for a local playground that benefits special needs children.
A longtime Lake Orion eatery closed its doors for the final time, and its customers were invited to come out for one last bash.
The Lake Orion Dragons varsity football team hosted its home opener against Stony Creek and notched an impressive victory.
Hello, I'm John Atwater.
And I'm Melissa Kratt. We'll have those stories for you and more on this edition of ONTV News.
Sunday, September 11th marked the 15th anniversary of the tragic events that shook the world in New York, Washington, D.C., and Pennsylvania. Here in Lake Orion, members of the community came together to remember the lives lost and to honor first responders. Residents, as well as representatives of police, fire, and military, gathered at the Orion Veterans Memorial for a solemn ceremony that looked back at the events that happened in 2001 and to recognize those who continued to run toward danger when others were running away. Emergency vehicles lined up along M24 and 2 enormous American flags were suspended from aerial trucks. Fire Chief Bob Smith welcomed those in attendance and introduced the speakers and performers who made the event special. Here are some of the highlights.
I just want to let you know that on that day, 343 firefighters, including a chaplain and 2 paramedics, 37 Port Authority police from New York and New Jersey, 23 police officers, 2,606 civilians lost their lives that day. Over 6,000 were injured, another 265 in 4 different planes, Shanksville, Pennsylvania, the World Trade Center ×2, and Pentagon, lost their lives.
I just want to say my personal experience, I grew up in a firefighter's home. My dad was a firefighter from the age of 19 till he passed at the age of 39. And it's a different life living in a first responder's home. The tone goes off, and it doesn't matter if it's Christmas morning or the middle of the night, they run to the crisis. And September 11th was no different. So today is a day of thank you, remembrance and thank you, but thank you to the first responders who literally leave their families and protect us. But we are at a crazy time in our country for the police agencies. They are literally don't know if they're going to come home every day. So my challenge to each of you today is when you see these men and women in our community and when you travel, stop and say thank you. Look them in the eye, shake their hand and say thank you for your service, because they don't hear it enough.
After the events of 9/11, America experienced a huge surge in the same unity and patriotism that we felt in 1776. We were Americans, and on this day 15 years ago, and for days and weeks and months and years later, we all felt the same loss and pain in our hearts. On that tragic Tuesday morning, we lost almost 3,000 individuals, 343 of which were firefighters and paramedics, first responders who gave their lives in the effort to save others.
Those law enforcement officers are what keep us safe, allow us to live under the rule of law and protect our Constitution, so that we can be a free people. Normally, the path to tyranny begins because the people are insecure. They're afraid for their own personal safety. And so they turn to a strong man or a strong government or a military junta or a nobility or a dictator to take control and give them security. Thankfully in America, we don't have to do that because we have public servants who serve under the people, and we have first responders who protect us and make sure that we're safe. So when those folks attack our first responders, they're attacking the heart of our republic, of our freedoms and our liberties. And we cannot let that stand. We must band together in support, lift up our first responders, and make sure that they understand how much we love them, need them, and how they are absolutely essential to preserving our freedom.
If you think about the images from New York in 2001, you saw EMS, fire and police, carrying citizens, the injured, but you saw the citizens carrying fire, EMS, police, and the military. And if you think about it, we've seen that just this year. We saw it in Miami. We saw it in Dallas. And that's what we want you to take away here today, how critical you are to what we do. We want you to know that we are of the people and for the people. Don't let anybody ever tell you that's not true, okay? We are your neighbors, your brothers, your sisters. And as you look around this great memorial here, we're in a circle and we're all mixed together, the uniforms and the citizens, and that's really what this country is founded on.
Of course, the world has changed since those events took place 15 years ago. Americans are encouraged to be on constant alert. September is National Preparedness Month, which encourages everyone to prepare for different types of emergencies we may face at home and in the workplace. That was the theme of a recent event hosted by the Orion Chamber of Commerce. On Thursday, September 8th, Executive Director Kim Urbanowski welcomed over 100 business owners and community leaders to the Chamber's Breakfast Networking event. The theme of the event coincided with the fact that September is National Preparedness Month.
If an emergency occurred in your workplace tomorrow, would you be ready? September is National Preparedness Month. National Preparedness Month aims to educate and empower Americans to prepare for and respond to all types of emergencies, including natural disasters, potential terrorist attacks, and workplace emergencies. National Preparedness Month is a time to empower yourself and those in your care to be ready for emergencies and disasters, both large and small.
The featured speaker was Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard, who showed a dramatic video and spoke to attendees about how to handle violence in the workplace.
The basic three premises are run, hide, and fight. So as soon as something begins to develop, run, get away from it, because even if you're somebody that's well trained, you don't know how many adversaries you have. So you want to extract yourself from that situation so you can provide great information to someone else that's going to be coming with proper force and proper capabilities, proper equipment. You have no idea what you're facing individually. Hide, obviously, speaks for itself. If you can't escape a situation, find a place to secrete yourself, preferably someplace that's solid, not just drywall or something that both rounds can go through, but a person could literally punch through. So you have to know the barriers and the physicality of where you're going to hide and what kind of workplace you have. And then the final one is fight. If you find yourself in that hiding spot and you're confronted, then you must take action and take violent action to defend yourself or anyone that's with you. If there's more than one person, then you do it together. You do it in concert. Before that moment arrives, you say, what do we have? If somebody has a CPL, then you know that you have that. If somebody has something else in the room, a baseball bat in their office, they like games or something, grab that. Fire extinguisher, whatever you can use. If you're in that situation where you're confronted now with the active assailant, you have to take that action to defend yourself.
Representatives of the Orion Township Fire Department were also on hand to offer advice to the business people in attendance.
But our goal is we want to make at least one person as a chamber member, at least one person in every business in the chamber certified in CPR. You increase a person's chances exponentially if you begin CPR right away. Every minute that a person goes without CPR is 10% less than they had to live.
The Orion Township Fire Department is offering CPR certification over the next several months. Classes are scheduled to take place on September 27th, October 19th, November 8th, and December 13th. All classes start at 5 and run 3 to 4 hours. Visit oriontownship.org for more information.
The Let Them Play Special Needs Playground in Friendship Park opened to the public in May of 2015, but maintenance and a proposed expansion make ongoing fundraising necessary. The playground's largest fundraiser recently took place and the turnout was good despite the weather. On Saturday, September 10th, scattered rain showers throughout the day couldn't dampen the fun of those who turned out for the third annual LO Palooza at Orion Township's Wildwood Pavilion. Organized by the Daisy Project Michigan, the event not only offers entertainment by local performers, but offers up a wide variety of fun for the whole family. Children were able to enjoy a petting zoo, pony rides, arts and crafts, and even a bounce house. There were vendors offering food and beverages, as well as gifts and jewelry. And 30 teams took part in the cornhole tournament organized by Motor City Cornhole.
I want to give thanks to these ladies because really without all, it takes about 6 months to get this together. You know, we all work full time, we're moms, we're parents, doing all that and then do this in the spare time. So especially them and then all of our platinum sponsors. We had a lot of platinum sponsors this year that have really helped out and really supported us and everything.
Beginning at noon, 10 different acts performed on the Wildwood Amphitheater stage, offering a wide variety of music and entertainment. The final act went on stage at 8 p.m.
We have a great lineup. We're very excited. They've all donated their time, which this wouldn't be possible if they wouldn't have donated their time and energy to this event. And we just want everybody to come out and check them out and support local music. It did get a little crazy here, but we had a fill-in for today, so come on out.
In its third year, the event raises funds for the Let Them Play Special Needs Playground at Friendship Park. Organizers are hoping to purchase a new piece of equipment for the special needs children who enjoy the playground.
We're trying to add this inclusive world. It's about $45,000 for installation. And then also the wheelchair swings. I mean, that's something that's going to continue to need to be kept, taken care of in the future. The chains are often broke because people are using them that shouldn't be using them. So we just want to make sure in the future they're always taken care of for all the future generations of kids.
Some of us live in Macomb County, and Lake Orion is such a wonderful community, and Lake Orion always comes together. But the Daisy Project also strives we want to expand our vision to other counties too. We want to start locally in Lake Orion, this area, and then expand out into all of our local communities and just make life inclusive for everybody.
We're told the event raised approximately $19,000 for the playground. If you couldn't attend the event, you can still donate to the cause year-round. Visit thedaisyprojectmi.com and click on the donate button to make a contribution through PayPal.
The ongoing road construction has devastated the businesses that operate along M24. In one case, the construction has accelerated the closure of one of Lake Orion's longest operating restaurants. Christi's Bar and Grill began its life as the Orion House in December of 1977, owned by Phil Christi. The family-run restaurant was saved from closure when his son, Nick Christi, took over the business and opened it as Christi's Bar and Grill in 2005. 11 years later, the restaurant has served its popular breadsticks for the last time. The building has been sold to Green Lantern Pizza, which plans to open its newest location later this year. Although the deal has already been made, owner Nick Christi told us he was forced to close the restaurant earlier than planned due to the crippling road construction on M24. On Wednesday, August 31st, the restaurant hosted one last big party before closing its doors for good. Orion Township Supervisor Chris Barnett proclaimed August 31st as Nick Christi Day, and Oakland County Board Chair Mike Gingell issued a proclamation.
And whereas we celebrate the years of Christi's Bar and Grill, we thank the Christi family and Nick Christi for their tremendous contributions to the community. We want to acknowledge the special occasion of the closing of Christi's Bar and Grill, congratulate them on a job well done. Now therefore I, Michael J. Gingell, Chairperson of the Oakland County Board of Commissioners, together with the entire Oakland County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim special commendation to Nick Christi, Christi's Bar and Grill, for your years of service dated 31st August.
Owner Nick Christi said goodbye during an emotional speech in which he thanked his staff and his longtime customers.
All these accolades are really fine and dandy, but it's a community that makes it happen. And you know what? It's all of you that deserve the credit, because when the call came in to help out, to do whatever we had to do, all the benefits, all the doggone social things we did, you folks were behind me. You know what? I am so fortunate and so blessed. I really, really am. I came here as a really young man. I was 23 years old. Now, I hate to say it, but I'm an old man. And you know what? I wish I had the drive to keep it going. I would never leave. But you know what? The time has come to say goodbye. but I have to thank all of you. I really do. I have to thank the whole community, because no matter what, this is a great community. I've said it time and time again, we stand behind our own. And when it's time, we do what we have to do. It's not just me, it's all of you. Thank you. I love you all. Thank you.
You know what, you can't find many people like Nick. I mean, his heart and soul is in this community, and you know, when they were in the downturn of the economy, he was giving so much. He opened up his restaurant to so many people, so many charitable organizations, and you know, I think a large part of his longtime success is the fact that he just had such an open heart for this community. And the one thing I love the most about our community is we care, you know, so when you have someone like that, he didn't do it for, you know, he didn't do it for anybody but the people he was serving, but that resonates with our community, you know. Restaurants like this do really well in Orion. The chain restaurants don't necessarily do so well, but Nick gives so much. I mean, you literally could, I was driving here today trying to think of all the different events that I've seen him at behind the scenes. You know, one of the big ones is the fireworks fundraiser, one of the largest fundraisers for the fireworks. All the food is prepared here. He's always behind the scenes. He's just such a great giving person.
The existing building was purchased by the owners of Green Lantern Pizza, which was first opened 55 years ago in Madison Heights by Thomas and Irene Vitrino. A second restaurant was opened in Clinton Township, as well as carry-out locations in Sterling Heights, Macomb, and Royal Oak. For more information, visit greenlanternlounge.com.
After the Dragons dropped their first game of the season to Chippewa Valley at Wayne State University, the team hoped to rebound during their home opener against Stony Creek. ONTV's Joe Johnson was on the sidelines and has all of the exciting highlights.
Here come your Lake Orion Dragons!
On Thursday, September 1st, the Dragons hosted their home opener against the Stony Creek Cougars. Each team started off the season with a loss, and both teams wanted to avoid an 0-2 start. The first half was a defensive battle, with each team only managing a field goal. The score at halftime, 3-3. The second half was a different story. Early in the third quarter, with senior Ryan Culp under center, running back Chris Wilson takes the handoff and goes 34 yards to the Cougars' 38-yard line. A few plays later, Culp drops back to pass. He's hit and fumbles, but he somehow manages to recover the ball to keep the drive alive. But now he's facing a 4th and 5. On the next play, Culp hits number 16, Max Hornifer, for a first down at the Cougars' 15-yard line. After a Hornifer rushing touchdown was nullified by a holding penalty, the Dragons lined up on the 19-yard line. Culp takes the snap, pitches it to Hornifer, who stops and throws it to Pierce Burke, who outleaps defenders in the end zone for the first touchdown of the game. The extra point was good. Dragons 10, Cougars 3. The Cougars' next possession resulted in a punt, and the Dragons began their drive on the Cougars' 45-yard line. 2 plays later, Chris Wilson catches a short pass from Culp and goes the distance, 44 yards in for the touchdown with 5:20 left to go in the third. The PAT was good. Lake Orion 17, Stony Creek 3. Let's go to the fourth quarter. The Cougars are in desperate need of a touchdown if they have any hope of staying in the game. Facing a 3rd and 10 at the Dragons' 28, quarterback Frank Potenza heaves it downfield. At first glance, it looks like Jaron Albright comes up with the interception, but somehow Spencer Barr Redmond comes up with the catch. The reception gives the Cougars a first down on the 5-yard line. After 3 straight stops by the Lake Orion defense, the Cougars went for it on 4th down. Potenza finds Brady Campbell in the back of the end zone for the Cougars' first TD of the game. The PAT was good. The Cougars pulled to within 7 points with just over 9 minutes to go. During the ensuing drive, the Dragons moved the ball to their own 38-yard line. Culp hands off to Hornifer. He turns the corner, and it's a foot race. It's a mad dash to the end zone, and he gets tripped up by Barr Redmond. The refs spot the ball inside the 1. On the next play, Culp tucks the ball and plunges into the end zone to put the Dragons up by 2 scores. Lake Orion 24, Stony Creek 10, with just over 7 minutes to go. With time running out, Potenza rolls to his right. He throws a rainbow to Barr Redmond, but it's picked off by Joe Slayton, who returns it to midfield. Lake Orion sealed the deal when Nick Fletcher takes the handoff and goes 25 yards into the end zone. The extra point was missed. The final, Lake Orion 30, Stony Creek 10. We had a chance to talk to Chris Bell after the game.
Yeah, first half, I mean, it was still a little bit of last week. You know, we thought we had some things, but even backs running wrong courses, or we're not coming flat enough on the down block, or we're blowing the protection, and we felt we could throw the ball tonight. We were having a hard time protecting. So it was basically regrouping at halftime, simplifying a little bit. We changed up a little bit. We went to more of a 2x2 instead of putting the tight end in there to spread them out a little bit and gave us a little bit more room. And then then we started playing. We got some confidence. Chris started running hard. The line was coming off. We did a good job blocking on the perimeter, and then everything was flowing. And once we get that going, we started hitting on all phases.
From Dragon Stadium, this is Joe Johnson reporting for ONTV News.
Thanks, Joe. The Dragons hope to keep their momentum going as they travel to West Bloomfield on September 9th. Unfortunately, the team came away with a 37-7 loss and a 1-2 record. The team hosts their crosstown rivals, the Oxford Wildcats, on Friday, September 19th. ONTV will be at the game and record it in its entirety. We'll have highlights on our next newscast.
And with that, we'll wrap up this edition of ONTV News. On behalf of the entire ONTV News team, I'm Melissa Kratt.
And I'm John Atwater. Stay tuned for LO Sports Update coming up next. Thanks for watching.